Hi, good morning, folks. Today we'll be concentrating on supply chain, and the scenario would be that any industry who is into supply chain business would have a CSV file, and which could come from ERPs or it could come from point of sales, it could come from anywhere. It doesn't matter, but it will be in the form of a CSV file, and we will use our machine learning capabilities to identify what are the loopholes in that CSV file. If you look into that CSV file as a human being with naked eyes, there's no way you can figure it out. That's why even if I have seen many CPS, they don't want to even deal with it because it is out of their scope. It is a little technical in nature, and they deal with compliances related report which goes to the P&L. But the bad news is once the data gets into the P&L, with it's already too late. You cannot do much about it. So if you really have to protect your losses, then you have to only go through detect the loss or the business risk 30 to 90 days ahead before it reaches the P&L. So this is the key of our research, and I will demonstrate it in front of you. But if you need to get in touch with me, you can always go to contact and get in touch. So let me see if I can bring that CSV file here for you. Just 1 second. 1 minute. Yeah, the CSV file will be residing on your system. That's very important, which I wanted to know. You can store the CSV file in your system. You don't have to share it with anybody. So all what you have to do is when you run our app, you're pointing it to that CSV. That's all what you're doing. So we will try and look into it as to how we can point it to a CSV file. But the idea is you are not sharing that information with anybody. So be rest assured that your data is secure. So now let us start looking into the CSV file as to how we would run that CSV file. So I will probably use the self-service model, and from there I will go to get the free scan. So usually if you are not an admin, I am an admin, so my looks and feel will be little different from others. But if you're not an admin, then you'll probably get a free scan. So you click on that free scan here. And once you get to this universal scanner, you can put in your name and address and your email address and all. In my case, I'll put my email address, which is here. But again, this will be different for different people. So in my case, with my email address, it is asking me for my PIN. In your case, it could be slightly different to authenticate you. And once you have that PIN, you unlock the scanner. So you are now inside the app trying to look for issues with your CSV file. So what you do first is you look into that CSV file which is in your local machine. You're not sharing it. It's not on a server. It's exclusively in your local machine. And make sure that your CSV file follows these rules. It is more or less than 50 MB. Okay, just keep that as a thumb rule. Now, having said that, let me click on to drop document. And as I said, it is supply chain. So let me see if I have the demo data for supply chain. I think I have it here. So I do have some demo data for supply chain with 1,000 rows. That's what I will be doing. But in your case, you can run live CSV file, which you extract from your systems. So as soon as you run that, the AI comes up with certain issues, and there are almost 8 different issues. So what are those issues? One of the issue is quality related issues, freight and landing cost issues. This is huge. If you are looking into the benchmark, it's around 5.12%, but in this case, it is way above that. So you definitely have to look into freight handling. It's already red in color, so you cannot neglect this type of cases, because you don't want to wait and let the loss travel all the way to the P&L. You have to react right now. So we will focus on that going forward. Okay, so freight is something which we'll be focusing on, but there are many more. Inventory carrying losses are there also, potential slippages are there, then price leakage slippages are also there, custom concentration risk is also there. So there are different types of data problems it is finding on that data set. Okay, you will get to see the data set. It will be here when I show it to you, but you'll get to see it here. But my point is, these issues which we are seeing cannot be seen through a naked eye. So I'm just trying to emphasize on this point. Humans cannot do it. If you're expecting a CPA will do it for you, it's not the case. Or an accountant can do it for you, or your best super genius guy sitting in your company can figure it out. It is not possible. These are machine learning capabilities, and humans cannot detect it. And I'll come to that. So here we have customer concentration risk, then supply concentration quality risk problems, and period over period trend drifts, and then numeric outliers or anomaly screening. So these are the 8 issues it found from the data set, but doesn't mean in my case I can run all of them. But in your case, in this case, as an example, we will clear it up and we'll try to handle only the freight and handling costs. As you see, every time when you click a select, you're willing to pay $49. Okay, I'm being very clear here. You can choose any of those depending on whatever you want to address. But in this demo, I'll be only looking into the first one, because the one which is in red, because it seems like this needs some immediate attention because the losses are huge. So if we do not address the loss, we could go up to 63,000, in between 63,000 to 167,000 loss for this month. So it's crazy, right? It's alarming. So this is where I want all of you to take a look at. You have to see where you are, right? Right now we are on 6th of August. We still have 20 days roughly. But sometimes you might be scanning it on the 15th or on the 20th or 22nd of a month. Time will not wait for you. As soon as it hits the month end, you're exposed to this type of loss. So I hope, whether you are watching it at an executive level as a CEO or a COO or as a CFO, you don't have time. Time is ticking. So before the month ends, it is expected that you will be fixing these problems. So as I know that there's a lot of them to clear up, so we will clear up all of those and we'll look into only freight, and we'll see if we can tackle freight and reduce some of the losses here. Okay, so that will be our exercise. We select that and we generate that report looking only into freight. So the machine learning capabilities is analyzing the scenario, and we are looking only into freight. It takes a while, it depends, but again, as I said, that we have to look into the time as to when is the month ending and all those type of stuff. But remember, we did not mention anywhere that this data set belongs to supply chain. It had its own intelligence to look into the CSV file and tell us that this is coming from a supply chain or logistics business. So this is the beauty of this intelligence. Just looking at the CSV set, it is able to identify which industry it belongs to. So, and then you start looking into your deep dives, right? So it knows it is from supply chain. We have already seen one case which we wanted to solve, and this is the executive summary. You can read it out from the YouTube itself. You can hold it, pause it, read it, whatever you want to do. I will not go on reading it for now. The first case which we were looking into is uncontrolled freight cost. Remember, if we don't take action, we might be losing immediately a lot of money. Immediately, because the month end will happen and we have to fix a lot of stuff. So this is where CFOs, COOs and other executives has to raise their flag, saying that we have to handle so many cases. Can we handle it? So you have to decide, right? Because as you know, that these things are causing because of inefficient carrier selections, lack of negotiating powers, unexpected surcharges, and all those stuff. So I'm keeping this here on the YouTube. You can pause it and read it. But the idea is these issues happen because of a certain things which we humans, with our naked eyes, we cannot visualize it. Okay, so this is the point I'm trying to make. But don't delay. As soon as you see there is a problem, you have to handle it. Otherwise, it will travel to month end. Month end general ledger will be closing during the end of the month. A CFO will understand what I'm talking about here. And by that time, it's already too late. All the losses are booked. So we don't have a choice then. So evidences, you can read, go through it. The good part is when you use this application, you can download it into your PDF file, and then you can circulate within yourselves as to what the report looks like, what are the issues, and so on and so forth. So I will go into a little bit detail of this particular report which we just ran. It talks about the methodology here as to what type of a risk sizing it has done in terms of the estimates and all those stuff. So there's a lot of machine learning capabilities which is going on, which we humans usually don't tend to do it, right? It gives you a visual intelligence. You look into different types of intelligence here. The leak risk ratios also is something, scores is something which you'll be looking at. So there are a lot of views of your existing data set, which was that CSV file. So minimum, mean, and max spread is also plotted here. But this is also very important. If you want to get in touch with me, I can help you with the recommended KPIs, one-time delivery rate, order fill rate. So these are different machine learning issues which machine has found out. Humans cannot. Even if I would have gone into it, I wouldn't have unless I run this intelligence to support me with all this. So the point I'm making is if you want each of these KPIs to be addressed, get in touch with me. There'll be time involved for that, and we'll probably have to build a new package for you which takes care of all the ones which you have seen in addition to these, and you'll get a package, and probably you can work it out with me, and we can work out on a price. Uh, Typically, if I am doing some development work, me and my team, we charge around $150 an hour. But it might be worth it because here you could be losing out millions of dollars depending on the size of your organization. So I think you should not worry about few $100, but you should take care of it because this is a situation which will come up every day from your CSV files. Okay, so please take a look at it. These are different data types. You don't have to really look at it at this point of time, but this is the data type it used. And then here is the source which I was talking about. The source which we used, it could be a CSV file. I think this is the file which we were looking at. Hold on, I think it was here. Let me see if I can bring it up. 1 minute. Yeah, I think this is the file which we were looking at the supply chain slippages. So to us it looks very normal, right? It's a normal CSV file and it has multiple columns in it. But what I'm trying to tell you is no one, no humans can figure out what is going on in this data set. That is why machine learning capability takes us to the next level. Many of you will not believe it, but this is the reality right in front of you. You see the data, and if I ask you 25 questions, even find one slippage from here, you'll not be able to do that because it's not possible for a human to figure it out. But the same thing is what we are doing here also. So you can see that same source which it is looking at, it is looking into those same sources, and you can take a look at the sources and all those things, but as I said, you cannot make out anything. Okay. But it further goes down, you can look into the analysis or the audit trail, and you click on the audit trail, you'll see that it has done some audit trails from the machine learning capabilities, and it has figured out what is the estimated loss for that particular file if we don't take attention. So there's a lot of things which it is looking at. These are the sample rows for the first initial sample rows. You can take a look at it, and this is where it is looking for, right? So it is looking for, these are the estimated losses if we don't handle those cases, and it keeps on adding up. So the point I'm trying to make is the losses which you are seeing is real. The data which you are seeing is real when it comes to a CSV file. Although I am using a sample data, but in your case, it will be a real time CSV file. So don't ignore. These are real time losses which we just cannot ignore. And if we ignore, then probably we are making a big mistake. So you look into it, use the machine learning capabilities to find out where the problems are, and then you tackle it. And we'll get into the detail of the problems, as I said, uh, which I'll show it to you again. But just to let you know, okay, we are looking into only one case, but there will be many cases, and you can also book a demo with me if you want to. There you go. You can book a demo and connect with me. So I'm not too far away. So now going back to the previous one which I was showing you, you will come across lots of business cases, right? What are the business cases and all those type of things, how you would handle it, how you would mitigate it. These are the type of things which you will be looking at, and where the money is leaking, how you can stop it, and all those stuff, which are the line items, where the money is coming from, what transactions you are referring to, and all sorts of stuff, right? So this is exactly what I'm trying to focus on. Having said that, I don't think there's anything else I would probably need to show you right now. Yeah. So you need to investigate here also. Sometimes the CSV file cannot express all the issues. It uses its intelligence, but also at the same time, it tells you to look at these recommended KPIs. So if you need my help to figure out if the intelligence is able to find out something from here, I'll be more than happy to help you out. But as said, our charges are flat for now, which is $49. And if there is a development charge which has to go behind the scene, then probably it will be $150 an hour. So take a look at it, make your decision, and then, because you are the owner of your own data, right? You will be the best judge. So I cannot push you, but what I can tell you is that this facility is available to you now, and you can leverage from this particular research which we have done in World Group Solutions. Not too many companies have done this, so I don't think that there's any company who will get into this much of a detail for you through machine learning capabilities. If they are, great, good to know. But at this point of time, there are not too many companies who will be doing this much of in-depth analysis for you. You can spend a lot of time on our website looking into different types of demos. You will get an idea about the algorithm's capability and how we leverage from that algorithm for our clients. So, if you don't have anything else for now, if you have something, you can always get in touch with me. But this is something which I just wanted to show you in supply chain and logistics area. But there will be many more, but at least gives you an idea about what I'm trying to tell you, show you, and how you move on from there. Okay. So if nothing else, I'll conclude this demo here. It looks like it's looking into all those columns. I don't know how many columns are there, but it's looking into a pretty large data set with length and breadth, and it's looking for all that. Typically, don't exceed that limit which we were talking about, okay, 50 MB. So having said that, I'm concluding it, but please use these type of analysis if you really want to do some savings for your company, because these things are now available even before it goes to the books of account. Books of account is just a compliance related requirement. That doesn't tell you how to prevent losses. CPS will not come and tell you how to prevent losses, but they will. If there's a loss of $200, they'll make sure that $200 is mentioned on the books of accounts. But how you prevent it and what are the causes of it, you need World Group Solutions to look for those type of examples for you, as what I'm showing it to you here. So please connect. $49 is not a lot of money. It could be saving. You could be savings in thousands by paying just $49. So have a good day and hope to hear from you soon.